All right, guys. Fula coming to you with another commentary. I just want to go over a couple of things. As I said, that I think if you're planning on getting married in the Western world, you're better off getting a civil marriage. Don't get anything like that's done like formally. Like just get a civil marriage. And I'm going to show you maybe why this is the best bet for you to do so. Okay. I'm gonna show you why right now.
Does anybody else have a slutty alter ego that they gotta keep in check? I have been married 10 years and this bitch is in the back of my head
Well, the thing is before she got married, she was getting pounded like dough every other day. While some people may believe in soul ties and what have you, there definitely is going to be something maybe that the partner that she was with, like the various partners that she was with, left behind, and even getting married, it did those things weren't shaken off. You know what I mean? Those urges weren't shaken off. Now we don't know what the husband looks like, but if the husband sees this video, then I mean, at this point, maybe it is good to divorce her, because at any given time, she's probably waiting for the opportunity to fulfill those fantasies, basically.
oh my god, he's so hot. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, bitch. You're married. And it's like, yeah, I know, but look. And I'm like, yeah, but you're married. Don't be a bitch. And then she's like,
So the thing is, you also have to realize is a lot of these women, as I said, a lot of modern Western women are psychologically damaged, That's just what it is. The truth is they don't want stability and they don't want order and structure. Okay, they don't want these things. They want dysfunction. They want no structure. This is what they want. You have to understand. This is the thing that they want. So, you know, it's best for you as a man to maybe how should I say this? I know there can't be a mass exodus. I know there can't be that. I know there's not going to be a mass exodus. But maybe your best bet is to get around like the traditional circles and see if you can find, someone of that caliber of woman. All those few and far in between, you can find one, that's the opposite of this woman. But again, it's few and far in between to find one.
you want to sit on his face? And then you're like, no, bitch, go sit on your husband's face. Whore. And then she's like, but his face is so boring. And you're like, yeah.
The key word is boring. probably before she got married, she was probably having a lot of fun with different guys. You know, she was probably, you know, I don't know her backstory, but maybe she was going through like a guy every weekend, you know, and so she just decided to settle down, you know,
Too bad.
because of the simple fact that, you know, she had to secure resources, and she knew that like the Pookie and the Ray Rays and the Chads and what have you, they weren't going to like provide those resources. But she knows that Tom does provide the resources, but Tom is not what she's looking for, you know, but she's looking for Tom's money to help her do what she needs to do, you know. But she's still looking for the thrill of dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray and Chad. You know what I mean? What the modern woman doesn't realize is that you have to compromise certain things in order to get other things. Meaning you may have to compromise like mind-blowing sex in order to get some structure, order, and stability in your life. You know, although she has stability and order in her life, she's still seeking something else. But actually, I take it back. She doesn't really have order. You know, because if there was order in her life, I don't think, you know, she would be talking like this. And, you know, God forbid that her husband finds out that she's talking like this, right?
Go sit on it. Or is it just me?
So it's crazy that, you know, she would go online to admit this kind of like behavior, this kind of lewd behavior, you know what I mean? When we say traditional women, you know, I'm just going to show you guys what I mean. You know, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Like, yeah, a lot of you guys, a lot of you women especially think that, you know, we're into like the IG models, the tattoos, the fake booties and stuff like that. But really, niggas such as myself, we're into this. Or at least I'm into this, you know, into things like this. This is what we're into, you know, into things like this. Okay? We're not into what, or at least I'm not into what is shown in the mainstream 25/8. But let's go ahead and get into just basically a woman volunteering herself to be a single mother and just basically not having any care about a potential child, you know, about having a kid. But let's get into this.
When it comes to doing business online, with Square, a website is just the start. You can take appointments and take orders. No matter how you sell, with Square, you can grow online and off.
Love the product. Stop using Decree. Stop using Dove for men. I don't get boils no more.
Responsibility by myself as try my best.
So I don't know what this is, but I guess it's a podcast or something like that. But I'm going to say, I've said it before, I've said it again. most of the time when you get modern Western women together around each other, nothing productive happens. And what I mean by that is that there's nothing but drama, chaos, confusion, and also just like their toxic behavior coming out when you get modern Western women together. I'm not gonna name this group of women, but there was a group of women that was heavily invested in the conscious community who decided to get together, but they caused nothing but trouble when they were together, you know. But let's go ahead and get into this real quick.
Welcome you to the channel. Not gonna waste any time here. Let's go ahead and get into it. You know I love me some Mr. Combo. You just going busy? I don't know. I just gotta.
So the first thing is like I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real about this. For every Adam, there's an Eve, but when you have Eves like this, you kind of just like want to jump. You kind of don't want to be bothered by them because of their obvious like I guess you can say that social media will compel certain people to act a certain way. You know, even if it means like falling in line with the rest of the social media world. And so when you see this, it's like you're thinking in your head like, okay, another Bonquisha, you know what I mean?
We gotta figure out what type of time he on. You know, when the BB jumps, you say how hard. Right. You know, that's what I gotta do. So we have a time baller. He be a big baller. We don't get a time like that. Cause you know he got you one, girl. She got the game. You know, every day she posted some new shoes, some new jewelry, everything.
So you already see that she's already materialistic. So with this woman, you have to understand that for any guy who gets with her, it's going to be like, okay, buy me this. Okay, buy me that. Okay, are we going out here? Okay, this is what I want. So she'll never be satisfied. So just stay away.
So we're going to go ahead and get into these topics. So you are a relationship. We are very much not. So the first topic we want to talk about today.
Okay, now, you have to understand something. A woman who's not in a relationship, or a group of women who are not in relationships, usually will try to make sure that everybody that they are associated with are not in relationships either, even if it means them having a hand in the relationship being broken up. Let's see if any of the words that are said in the following interview would allude that they were trying to break the union up.
It's holding somebody down and fighting for your relationship versus leaving. Because I'm leave. I can't. As soon as I'm like, I'm texting me, he don't text me back in 3 minutes.
So, in essence, this woman is so self-absorbed that if a guy doesn't text back at a certain amount of time, then she's going to be done with that guy, or she's not going to want to talk to that guy. So basically, one strike and you're out with this woman. And even if it's the smallest thing, it could be the smallest thing. It can be basically not texting, you know. So if a man, like, let's say if a man, and you know, to be honest, I'd rather swim with great white sharks than be with this woman talking, you know. But you mean to tell me that, like, hypothetically speaking, if I'm in the gym, in the boxing gym, working on my craft, and I don't text back, that you would be done? Or let's just say you know, quite possibly doing something like doing a spreadsheet for my shipments, and I don't necessarily see the text coming. You would be done based off of those little small things. So if those little small things get to her, imagine what it would take to please her in the bedroom. You would probably need like a foot long or something like that.
Already.
She just said that if the man did not reply,
Somebody DM, hold him down. I
said that if the man did not,
see, that's why we need you.
okay, she should even be on social media.
Yes. No, that's the problem. The attention. See, that's why we need you. Okay, so what y'all want to know? Like,
Serious with a woman, she should even be on social.
sometimes, you know, men are.
She's rotating these men. That's why if you're going to be serious with a woman, she should even be on social media.
Yes. No, that's the problem. The attention. See, that's why we need you. Okay, so what y'all want to know? Like, so are you a hold him down? I'm not leaving. We gonna work things out.
Well, when you say hold him down, like, what do you mean? Because, like, what? Like, hold down what?
Like, hold down the relationship. Like, sometimes like sometimes men mess up. Sometimes, you know, men aren't perfect. They might slide in somebody's DMs, or they might be out, get drunk, passed out, not answer your phone call.
So you see that she is basically talking about the guys that she deals with, because, you know, the thing is that there are guys who are, you know, who have morals, who have ethics, and who have standards, and who have, like, let's just say they have, you know, integrity. There are guys out there like that, you know, but the thing is that they know that if they were to give their all in a relationship, especially in a relationship with a woman like this, that it would probably be a big mistake to them. And then on top of that, you have the fact of the matter that she may not reciprocate with what you're giving her. So this is where we're at, you know. So the guys that she is explaining are the guys that she's attracted to, and are the guys that, you know, she's used to having. Now, no disrespect to her, but if you take away the the makeup and the things like that, I mean, it's kind of no wonder that those guys are going to be the ones who are going to entertain her, right?
Here's the thing. Why would you be talking to someone who's behaving this way? Who's going out? Accountable for what type of guys you're going for.
Be out, get drunk, pass out, not answer your phone call.
Here's the thing this way. He's not taking you seriously with somebody else, and that's not the one seriously.
You know, paying attention to me, giving me the time. It's like, okay, you giving your time to somebody else. Especially in the dating stage. Right. You know,
Not interested in you. That's a sign that he's not taking you seriously.
like stuff like that, it'll make me put my guard back up. I won't necessarily stop talking to you, but I always just feel like it's so many bitches, especially in Atlanta. We live in Atlanta. We know how it is out here. So I just feel like if a nigga's not doing, you know, paying attention to me, giving me the time, it's like, okay, you giving your time to somebody else.
And, you know, those guys should give their time to someone else, like rightfully so. Like, the thing is that, let's say you do give her your attention and stuff like that. Let's say you do give her attention. In the back of her head, though, she's going to be like, man, I wish Pookie and Ray Ray were here. I wish I wasn't with this guy. I wish I was with the guy who I talked about who passed out. I miss that guy. That's the whole thing that's really going on, though. Of course, they're not going to say it. That's the thing. They'll never say it, but that's what's really going on.
Especially in the dating stage. You know, I think it's easy to be not interested anymore.
But I feel also it just depends on what type of man you're going for, too. So, therefore, you have to hold yourself accountable for what type of guys you're going for. Because if you're thinking already like that, like you're going into a situation where you feel like, oh, he's going to be cheating or he's going to be with somebody else, then that's not the one for you. Right.
Well, the problem with that is that they've already done that. They've already been with guys who they know, you know, cheat, who they know drink, who they know do all of those things. They've already been with those guys. So it's like telling them that, you know, these are the kind of guys that, you know, are that you're attracted to. It really isn't anything new, you know, because they've already done what she says in terms of like the guys that they're going after, but they didn't do what she says in terms of taking responsibility and accountability for the guys that she basically wrote the cock carousel of.
Exactly, Keisha.
Brace yourselves.
Okay, there it is.
Not sure if I want to get married.
So this is my question.
Okay.
Why, do you want to have kids? Accountability. Just like the man has to vet. But why, okay, so end goals, like what do y'all want to be? Do you guys want to be somebody's wife? What do you want to be?
Yeah, see, we talk about that all the time on the show. Sometimes I don't really know if I necessarily want to get married.
You want to have kids?
I do want to have kids, but I'm
Let me see real quick.
nobody else. Especially in the dating stage. Right. You know, I think it's easy to anymore.
But I feel also it just depends on what type of man you're thinking already like that. Like you're going into a situation where you feel like, oh, he's going to be cheating or he's going to be with somebody else, and that's not the one for you. Right. Exactly, Keisha. At the end of the vet these men. But what's your end goals? Like, what do y'all want to be? Do you guys want to be somebody's wife? What do you want to be?
Their end goals basically, at this point, and I hate to say it, but they want an ATM machine, but they also want an emergency dick in the glass, which is a foot long. That's what they want.
Yeah, see, we talk about that all the time on the show. Sometimes I don't really know if I necessarily want to get married.
You want to have kids?
I do want to have kids, but I'm not sure if I want to get married.
So why do you? This is my question.
Okay.
Okay, so you heard what she said. She basically said that she doesn't mind being a single mother in the word of words. If you really just like dissect that, she just basically said that, okay, I'll let such and such blow out my back, and if a kid comes with it, then so be it. I think this woman is already looking along the lines of collateral, like how much money she can get for, for her kids.
Why do you want to have kids? But why? Okay, so you don't want to have kids. Okay, you a different story. But you want to have kids, but you don't know if you want to get married. So that means that you're planning to already bring this child into it and have a deficit in their life, right?
I mean, I feel like,
And especially if the child is a boy, I really feel for the boys the most, who are from single parent households, because of the simple fact that usually the woman is the one who prevents him from really seeing his father, and I'm gonna be real. As a man, coming up especially, you need to be surrounded by other men. You can't be surrounded by just women all day, because if you do, let's say you have a single, you're from a single parent household, and your mom, she's always with her sisters, and you have female cousins, stuff like that, and you're just surrounded by that constantly, then it can do you no good as a guy. It can do you no good at all. And this is what usually is the case with single parenthood. But let her tell it, she doesn't mind that.
if I find the right person, we could get married. Sometimes I don't really have a lot of faith.
You have to find the right person to.
Sometimes I don't have a lot of faith in these niggas, but guess what? The niggas don't have faith in you. So what are you talking about? And should niggas have faith in you? Let's just be honest with ourselves. Granted, me, I wouldn't even look in her direction anyway. I'm not gonna even cap, but someone said something very true, and I just really took heed to it because I've actually done it. But this person said, when you travel the world, you're not coming back the same. And so whether it's me going home to Africa, or the Caribbean, you don't come back the same. You don't really come back the same when you go to these places, And so because you don't come back the same, you kind of don't want to even entangle yourself with women like this, You don't want to entangle with them. So some people may say, oh, what about black love? Oh, what about this and that? Yeah, sure, you can have black love, but it doesn't have to be with the American black woman. It doesn't have to be. You have to use your options. And, maybe if I was an American black man, then maybe my efforts would be towards an American black woman. But granted, since I'm not, Like, why am I gonna waste time? Like, what's the point of wasting time with them when they are this way that we're seeing right now?
To have the baby. I do think I have to find the right person to have a kid, but I also feel like I'm in a position where I'm doing things for my own, so I would completely be okay with having to take on that responsibility by myself.
So, hypothetically speaking, let's say if the kid is a boy, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, the kid's a boy, right? She's saying that, like, again, that she's okay with being the mother and the father of this boy, you know. In essence, that's what she's saying, you know. She's saying that she has all these things going on for herself, so she would be quite okay, you know, having having the kid by herself and being a single parent. You know, she thinks that this is going on, like having all of this going on is gonna ensure that she's gonna be a good single parent. So, you know, what these women don't realize is that your 15 minutes of fame, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't last for decades, you know. Let's be honest, like that woman Blue Jasmine, she was making headlines with her comments about, you know, having someone maintain her and stuff like that, but now you don't really hear about no Blue Jasmine anymore. I'm pretty sure she's even lost I want to say she's lost traffic in her OnlyFans even. But this woman doesn't understand that, unfortunately, that, you know, that certain things have an expiration date, you know.
As far as financial shit go, if I have to,
I don't think that's okay.
I don't think it's okay. I feel like it's a reality of like the generation that we live in, because I just feel like that's how most of these are. I do.
No, those are the niggas that you going at.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the main thing is that what you have to, especially what you have to understand with the Western woman. This is what you have to mainly understand with the Western woman. Western women will go after the F-boy, the toxic F-boy, and then say it's the toxic F-boy's fault for everything that she was into, you know. But granted, you know, what they fail to realize, this is what most of them fail to realize, that it takes two to tango. Like, are these guys forcing you? Are Chad and Tyrone and Terrell forcing you to say, hey, you know, let's come entertain me? You know, are they actually saying that, or are they making you entertain them? Or are you choosing to entertain them? You know, that's the main thing. The modern Western woman actually doesn't like the old-fashioned dude, you know. She doesn't like him, you know, the one who goes by old school principles. You know what I mean? In fact, he's seen as public enemy number one, basically.
You got to find somebody that's going to.
But I don't really be going after nobody. Give me the people that be coming after me. I
don't. And, you know, she said that she doesn't really go out for anybody. But the thing is that I'm pretty sure, I have to do my research. I'm pretty sure she has an IG page. I'm pretty sure she has a page where there's like provocative photos. So, of course, you know, there's going to be people who are going to, you know, take interest in her, right? That's usually how it works, you know. But that's another thing that these women do is they say that a certain guy is coming after them, and you know that there's a certain type of guy who's attracted to them, but you know this is what they're putting out, though. You know, this is what they put out, and they wonder why. You know, they wonder why they attract these guys, but they don't ask themselves, well, am I putting this out? Am I putting this out this way? They don't ask themselves that question, you know.
Yes, I agree with Keisha on that one. You're having this wonderful man of faith that's what to do. Women, we have to take accountability as far as like where we're giving our attention to.
They don't get that, though. You know, they don't get that because, you know, again, they're not going to really want to give their attention to someone who is providing, someone who does the right things, someone who lives by the code. You know, they don't like that. Like, that's the thing. They don't like people. These modern Western women don't like dudes who live by the code. You know, that's just the bottom line. You know, this is just what it is. You know, so this is why we have to just look at it in these lenses. You know. But as she said, she's right about taking responsibility, but the Western woman won't take responsibility, accountability. That's her worst nightmare. That's her worst nightmare is accountability. You know? That's like, I won't even say it's a kryptonite. I'll just say it's something that doesn't exist in her realm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The type of man that we're giving our attention to. I agree. I want marriage to be a thing again. Mm-hmm. You know, I want women to feel like they should be able to get married because y'all deserve that. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Small correction. These women here, they deserve what.
Nah, I mean, to be honest, though, like, I kind of see where she's going with that, but at the same time, a lot of these modern Western women don't even deserve to be married. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but why would you want, like, let's just say a woman was lewd, promiscuous, and, you know, just out there. But the guy that she, you know, the guy who decides to take her on as a wife, does he really deserve that? Does he really? But he was doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like gathering resources, stuff like that, being on his grind, learning new skills, and things like that. Like, does he really deserve a woman like that to marry? Or does he deserve a woman that, you know, didn't do all of that these women do? You know?
What they're getting.
The light heavyweight throw is closer than ever. Just like that! It's Nemkov versus Angliscus. Plus, Bader versus Anderson.
What is again? So I talk about it all the time on the show, how I grew up in a two-parent household. My parents married my whole life, but I just feel like niggas don't be built like how my daddy was no more. They really don't.
But the thing is, she doesn't want anybody like her father, you know. And again, like, look at where she is. She's, I guess, in like the entertainment sector of, you know, Atlanta. So of course they're not going to be like your father. You know what I mean?
I feel you, but there are some dudes dudes out there that's built like that. And it's gonna take time, but you can find one. But time is kind of ticking. Keisha was.
Well, you know, this woman right here is actually spitting some facts. You know what I mean? And most of the crazy thing is, most of what she's saying is exactly what Kevin Samuels is saying, you know, but it's just coming from a female voice. But I guess the women are more receptive to her because she is a female, but she's saying the exact same thing. I mean, they're kind of talking about the wall. She's kind of talking about the wall, how time is ticking and things like that for them. You know, but I guess they don't get it.
Right, once again, there are.
Okay, I will say this. I have been in situations where you feel like all men have cheated. Because that's what I mean.
Okay, so this is what she says. Like, this is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
When you
It just be crazy because me being a single woman, literally, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, like half the men that are in my DMs be married.
Okay. If they're married, why do you think they're giving you the attention? You know, why, like, what are you putting on your social media to attract married men? You know, and you can also simply write on your social media or give a disclaimer in your profile, like, not looking for married men. You can do something to repel that. But the fact that you choose to entertain them tells me everything I need to know.
I'd be like, is this what I have to look forward to? Like,
so let me ask you something. Do you think that all men cheat?
I do.
We both do.
I do.
Oh, wow.
We're tainted. We are. This is a counseling session. We are tainted.
All men don't.
But you tainted yourself though, because I'm pretty sure the men who you think all men cheated, and I'm pretty sure that men who were in relationships with other women probably cheated on them with you guys. That's why you guys are talking in such a way you're talking right now.
Cheat. Yes. Someone say that right here. All men don't cheat.
Okay, I will say this. I have been in situations where you feel like all men have cheated. Because that's what I mean.
Okay, so this is what she says. Like, this is what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
When you find like, okay, so do I feel like all men have cheated probably prior into like in their early relationships? Maybe. I don't know. I can't speak for all men in all relationships.
Right.
I can only speak on the experiences that I've been through. But I will say this, like the relationship that I'm in now, our problems are not infidelity. Our problems are not it's not about who DMs you in, who's in your DMs and da. We don't have those problems. Our problems is you were supposed to upload that content or we were supposed to give you work. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's our problems. But
okay, well, even with her, although she did make valid points, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really wouldn't want like my wife all over social media like that. Like, I'm not saying that I would like bar her from social media. I'm not saying that. But what I would be saying is that people would know my wife more so for her talent, whatever it may be, than it may be for her face being on social media. Or, you know, honestly, people probably wouldn't even see me together with my wife on like a social media picture. You know, I would just probably want to run the program where, you know, she has a page that's displaying her talents and then my page just displays the things that I display, because what I find is that, like, when you have couples like these social media couples, and they're making they're putting themselves out there and things like that, I find out that most of the time it's like not really genuine, and that's something I'm trying to avoid.
That's because we understand each other, and I feel like, but the problem is nowadays, though, a lot of girls don't even get to know these guys that they're trying to pursue either. So it's both on both ends. Like, nobody's trying to really get to know each other. Everybody just kind of dating people for what they see and what they got. Right.
And yeah, she's right. I mean, when you look at the Instagram, when you look at like social media and stuff like that, that's what mainly people date for. Online dating, Tinder, Bumble, things like that. Like, I mean, they don't really serve like a purpose but to hook up. You're not going to get to know a person from these apps, but that's what many think will happen.
So true. They're more concerned to figure out how they can get that. Look at how you carry yourself.
And a lot of women or men
Women that always find themselves in those
upload that content, or we were supposed to get more.
One of the women, she said earlier that if what you bring to the table, do you bring attitude? Do you bring a mouth? Basically, men can't get along. Why is that? Look at how you carry yourself. Look at what you bring to the table.
Well, we do say, like, the type of men that you're supposed
And a lot of women or men begin to
look at what you bring to the can't get along with you outside.
You're supposed to date somebody that has ambition, that can do.
And a lot of women or men begin to really know, like, okay, well, what's your flaws, or what
Outside of the bedroom? Is that all that you're showing that you're worthy of? All men don't cheat.
Gotta get to know these people, because I don't think that a lot of women or men begin to really know, like, okay, well, what's your flaws, or what are you damaged by? Like, why you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think that all men cheat?
Well, we do say, like, the type of men that you're supposed to date, like, you're supposed to date somebody that has ambition, that can do stuff for you, but a lot of things get misconstrued on this podcast, because a lot of times people think we're saying, like, you're supposed to have, everything needs to be transactional. We do not condone that. Like, because a lot of women nowadays want, like, transactional things, like, you have to do A, B, C, D, E, F, and it's like,
With me, right? If you're not doing it, I'm not gonna.
right. So I feel like a lot of times, women go into relationships and they need somebody to, like, take care of them. They're looking for somebody to save them.
Now, that's what they're looking for, though. Don't let it fool you. Like, I know that's why she had to do that disclaimer, because probably in previous episodes, that's what she was pushing.
The only thing my dentist told me is that I needed to straighten my teeth, and I honestly.
And then what are you doing in return?
Right. See, I say this all the time.
What type of woman are you? I want to know. Like, what you would do if you're in a relationship. Like, what you do? What you mean? Like, what can you bring to the table?
I feel like I make my own money. I'm bossing up. Like, I got my.
Oh, shit. Get the hell out of here. These women are so... Oh, my God, bro. They honestly think we care about them making their own money. Nobody gives a shit. You know what's sad about this woman? She can make her own money, but she probably doesn't even know how to make a sandwich. That's the sad thing.
That's what I can bring to the table. Plus, I'm a living person. I'm gonna take care of the household. I'm gonna make sure shit's straight in the house. Absolutely.
Do you feel good?
Oh, shoot. She just told on herself. Yo. I mean, I get where the other woman was coming from, but she just told on herself that she was for the streets. The thing is this. if a man is on his square and he's working hard and he's doing what he has to do, he's going to want good food and he's going to want a lot of sex, especially African nigga. And if you don't like have those criterias, then it's like, okay, well, what are you doing then? Like, what is your reason for being here? You know, men don't care about you bossing up. Men care about good food and sex. That's what we care about. You know, on a deeper level, we care about are you spiritually inclined? You know, can you help me get closer to God by your behavior and by your demeanor and by just everything you do? That's what we care about. Okay, even if it was a fake one, that's just showing how much of a thought you are. You know. For you to even say, I want to ick sucking contest, just goes to show the level she's on.
I'm on your hook. That's what your state took. You want me to make that? I'm gonna make a reservation. Okay, no, wait now. Wait, calm down.
She just told on herself too. And those reservations aren't gonna be cheap either. She's gonna want to dine at the damn Ruth Chris or something like that, or Nobu. That's what she's gonna want.
I feel like a lot of times in relationships, you know what? You want somebody to clean, I'ma call the maid. You want somebody to cook, I'ma call the chef. Right? You need somebody to talk to. I'm that girl. I'm a listening here, but I am a good friend. Like, honestly, because you know how I am.
This is so sad. Just like you can call the maid and the chef and the rest.
It's like, it's a lot of guys out here cooking, but they don't make good partners. And a lot of men, that's what they do. Like, oh, can you have the money coming in? Like, all that stuff is because money will
Macy's sale. But hey, that's just my opinion.
money. Who cares about money? Like, whatever, the money coming in, like, all that stuff is superficial. Right. Like, okay, yeah, you can make some pasta.
Fake hair, fake nails. Talking about superficial.
Like, it's a lot of guys out here cooking, but they don't make good partners. And a lot of men, that's what they do. Like, oh, can you cook? Can you clean? Okay, but what else? There's more to being a woman than that. And I feel like that's what people have watered being a good woman down to, is cooking and cleaning. You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. It comes down to like a lot of factors. Not just cooking and cleaning. Moral factors. Spiritual factors. Emotional factors. So it's not just can you cook and clean. No, that's not it.
I feel like this. No, I definitely agree, but I also feel like this. When women are constantly like, oh, you gotta give me something, you gotta get those type of women. It's also like, okay, well, what can you bring to the table? Because if you're not like a lot of women, like, say for instance, we can get to the whole bills thing. Do you think that a man should pay all your bills?
Not if are we together or are we not together?
If y'all living together, you think they should pay your bills?
I think that he should be taking care of like the rent, mortgage, and I'll take care of the small. That's what I think is fair. That's how I've done my past situations. Because I've lived with a man before. Okay. So he was taking care of the things, and I was doing the small. Anyway, I'm not gonna lie.
You feel like he should take all?
Yeah, because if not, then I could just live by myself like I'm already doing.
Yeah, but you gonna set yourself up to get kicked out.
Oh, what you mean? How?
Because I feel like this. I don't believe that.
Okay, what do you think?
I think that I feel like whatever works for your. First of all, let me say this because I know that they might get dismissed. right? But if you're putting all this responsibility, it's so many women that's like, oh yeah, he should pay all the bills. Okay, so what are you doing? So that's when it comes into, okay, what are you doing for him? Oh, I can. Even the basic factors are cooking, cleaning, taking care of the household, right? Or taking care of the kids, or whatever the case may be. But then you have all these women talking about they got their hand out, but baby, you don't even know how to cook. Right. Even if you do know how to cook, your food is nasty. That's why he's going to his side.
And that's true. Like I said, you know, these women won't get it. So you just have to pretty much just take it as is, you know. You don't have to play their game though. Like me, I don't play their game. I don't chase them. I don't talk to them. Especially, I would never talk to these women. The one in the middle that's talking right now, she has some sense, you know. But the other two, no way, you know. And that's why I encourage people to just save your energy and don't mess with these women, you know. Don't mess with them at all, you know. I mean, it's sad to say it, but there is a spiritual element in this gender war, you know. You know, it's unfortunate that I had to get involved, you know, but it's just something that had to happen because I saw what was happening, you know. So you see what you're dealing with, and you see that they don't even understand, they don't even have a clue on how they're setting themselves up to die alone.
But I'm saying, but no, I'm not saying, but if you're willing to learn how to cook, then okay. But I'm saying, but you don't think that all men should pay all the bills.
But I will say, because the responsibility of running a household, especially when you're dealing with a BDB, that's a lot. So you gotta run a household. She lying. You know, but I said he's supposed to.
Sis on the right was like, you lying. You know you want him to pay all the bills. But yeah, you have all these women out here today. They just have their hands out. They want men to pay. $1,000 steak dinners. They're supposed to get Birkins and G-Wagons. But they knock yourself out. Keep drinking the Kool-Aid. But his wife, such a great couple. Thank you for the...
Well, that was the video. You know, I just decided to go over it. Again, I say that, you know, when you get women together, when you get like Western women together and stuff like that, and they're talking and things like that, not only do they reveal their true colors, but they just show how toxic they really are. You know, they show how toxic they are. So with that being said, you know, it's just better off that you may need to find a different outlet, you know, than dealing with them, you know, because it's getting to a point where the delusions are so high that I don't know, man. I really don't know. I really do not know at this point, man. The one in the middle has some sense, but the other two, of course, didn't have any sense. But anyhow, man, that's all I got for now. Foolish signing out. Enjoy.